Hi, friends, it's Mrs. Golding. We are on page 11 of your math packet, problem number 2. And this problem is about statistical questions. So this is actually where I think most schools kind of finished up was with their statistics unit. So this might be a little bit fresher in your mind. It says the table shows how long 15 customers waited on hold before speaking to a customer service representative. And there's all this data, right? So don't get lost in the data because that's not where we are for this question. So here's where I want to go. Here's the questions that are being asked, and it says identify the statistical questions based on the table data. So we're going to identify them as statistical or non-statistical, and I'm going to write an S or an N by each one, okay? But to clarify, I wanted to share a website with you that I like, and I actually use in my class to get materials and to share materials. It's called Illustrative Mathematics. I think it's just illustrativemathematics.com, and here's the icon that goes with it. And from that website, there's a definition, and it's shown here. A statistical question is one that can be answered by collecting data. Okay, so collecting data, and where there will be variability. You probably remember this from your class when you talked about statistics. Variability in the data. This is different from a question that anticipates something called a deterministic answer. Okay, these are some big words, but here's all we're talking about. For a statistical question, we're going to collect data, right? We see that piece. And variability means we're going to get different answers. Like asking what kind of car does the principal at your school drive? I'm having trouble writing the word different here. Did I just misspell it? Tifferen T. Yeah, that's a T. That's not statistical. It's a fact. That's called a deterministic answer. I would say that's kind of like a fact, right? There's only one thing. We could just go ask the principal, what kind of car do you drive? There it is, right? But you could change that and say, what is the most popular car among middle school principals in the United States? Well, you'd have to collect some data for that, right? You'd have to gather data, figure out what cars they drive and which was the most popular. So we took a question that's similar, but one was deterministic, meaning there's only one answer, it's a fact, and the other we changed it up so there could be more. There's more than one answer. There's data that you have to gather to figure it out. So let's go back to this page. And again, we're going to write either S for statistical or N for non-statistical. So did customer 6 wait for more than 10 minutes? Well, that's a yes or no question, right? It's a fact. I'm not even actually going to go back to the data. I know that is a non-statistical question, okay? How many customers waited on hold before speaking to a representative? If you go back to your data, they all waited on hold, right? So it's just a matter of counting and looking. It's not really statistical, okay? Which group had a higher typical, now that's a statistical word, wait time, customers 1 through 5 or customers 6 through 10? We would have to look at the data. If we didn't have the table, we would gather the data, and then we have to figure out the typical wait time, right? And so that is a statistical question. What was the average? Average is a statistical word. Average is another name for mean, okay? What was the average wait time for the group of customers? That is a statistical question. And how long did each customer wait to speak to a representative? That's a fact. It's deterministic. There's only one answer. You can just find it on there, right? So that's non-statistical. All right. I hope this helped you, and we'll see you next time.